Hey, everybody, I am back. Good afternoon. This is Cliff Russell here on The Cliff Russell Show. And I have not been here in the 910 a.m. studios in a while. We were at the North American International Auto Show last week. I've been on the road with the University of Detroit Mercy men's basketball team. And it is good to be back here in the studios of 910 a.m. And it's even better when you call me. 313-778-7600. 313-778-7600. How are you, Miss Rachel McCracken? Are you doing all right today? She was shocked. Like, did you really say something to me? I did. How are you today? It is good. I haven't had a chance to work with you, and it is good to see your face as well, my dear. All right, give me a call, folks, 313-778-7600. First of all, let me tell you about our guest today. At 2:30, we have 910 a.m.'s own Carrie Leon Jackson who will join us. As you know, Donald Trump will deliver his State of the Union address in sometime tomorrow evening, I believe it is. And I am going to talk to Kerry about that. You know, he is one of the black Republicans, the black conservatives that have shows here at 910 a.m. And I'm going to talk to him and get his impression of what I can't say the president, what Donald Trump may say and what he would like him to say. We're going to talk about that at 2:30 today. At 3 o'clock today, we have a treat. I'm interviewing Michael D. Russell, attorney Michael D. Russell. Yes, that is my brother. And exactly 19 years ago today, my brother gave me his kidney. And so I am celebrating the 19th anniversary of a successful kidney transplant operation. And I am thanking my brother and expressing my appreciation to him for giving me that kidney that has kept me alive, clearly, for these 19 years. I'm pretty sure I would not have made it without his generous gift of love. And we're going to have him on as a guest today. I'm going to talk to Mike about just the process of kidney donation, kidney transplant surgery. The two of us can talk about it from both ends. And we certainly try to encourage other people to sign that donor card on your driver's license and donate your kidneys and organs as well. I am living proof that it does work and it does help. And then at 3:30 today, another 910 a.m. star, Steve Niebling, will be with us. We're going to talk to him about the cannabis industry. He talked the other day on the air, something that I got a chance to hear, about how Governor Snyder apparently has installed a bunch of his rich friends and cronies on the Cannabis Commission to set the guidelines on how this industry is going to work in Michigan. And these guys are trying to corner the market. They're trying to price out the little guys. They're trying to get into it themselves. I mean, that just sounds foul to me. And so we're going to talk to Steve Niebling about that. Right now, though, it's your turn. 313-778-7600. 313-778-7600. A couple of things in the news that I want to talk about. Of course, first of all, I want to extend my deepest sympathies and condolences to the Doss family on the loss of Officer Doss after being shot, after responding to a domestic dispute incident. What a sad, tragic event that has happened in the city of Detroit. We take our police officers and firefighters and first responders for granted sometimes. And I know a lot of folks in the country like to wave the flag and say, we appreciate our first responders, but they don't even know any first responders. I'm talking about those folks who are out there really in the community, working on behalf of the community, giving their lives for the community, which Officer Doss did. And it's just a sad chapter for Detroit and the Detroit Police Department. I don't know if I've mentioned this on the air before, but I came very, very close to actually joining the Detroit Police Department back in, I want to say sometime between 1979 and 1981. I was a young reporter then at a small radio station, but I was in Detroit and had been in my job for 2-3 years, wasn't sure what the future looked like. And I used to go down to the main branch police station, 1300 Bobium, every day to check the crime reports. And Sergeant Fred Williams, later became Commander Fred Williams, was the head of PIU, Public Information Unit, at that time. And I got a chance to meet him and to be around other officers. To be honest, I had never really spent any time at all around black police officers prior to then. And just being around them convinced me that I wanted to be a Detroit police officer. And when I was about to try to join the class, Mayor Young had to suspend that class because of budgetary reasons. That's the only reason I didn't go. And in the meantime, I got another job in television. And so I stuck with this media thing, and the rest was history. But I have a certain affinity in my heart for the Detroit Police Department and those men and women who serve gallantly and who wear that blue and that badge. And again, my family and my everybody I know extends their deepest sympathies to the Doss family. All right, 313-778-7600. We got callers on the line. Let's start out with Wadsworth, who is on line 1. Hey, Wadsworth, how you doing today, man? It was good to see you down at the auto show.
Hey, it was good to see you too, Clifford. I just want to tell you that if you remember, if you remember a year ago, when the auto show did not want 910 or the death committee down there.
Yes.
But now things have changed around, and now we're down there for 2. And now we're down for 2 years ago. We're down for 2 years, which is a good thing. And you see how things change. You see how things change around now.
Exactly. In fact, I was glad to see you down there. In case, ladies and gentlemen, you're trying to figure out what we're talking about, and Wadsworth, I appreciate the call a lot. Last year, both 910 AM and the deaf community, I forget the name of the radio show or the platform they had, tried to get in the broadcast role of the North American International Auto Show, and it was a problem with the folks down there. And so complaints were made, complaints were lodged, and eventually 910 AM got to be there, and I was very pleasantly surprised to see Wadsworth, who is deaf, in the deaf community, also have a place at the auto show. So I applaud the auto show for that inclusion. All right, 313-778-7600. Let's go to Rich, who's on line 4. Hey, Rich, good afternoon. How you doing?
Hey, good afternoon, Cliff. I heard you had Steve Evering on, and you know that...
he's coming on at 3:30.
Yes, but here's a related story. You know, the city of Detroit is not issuing out licenses after the people actually voted it in. The city of Detroit, the engineers said they're not going to issue licenses, but yeah, they got it off in court, and they got 2 lawsuits in there to try to overturn the vote of the people to go back to the old ordinance. So I hope Steve touches on that. So,
well, you know, he'll be on at 3:30. I hope that you'll be listening then, and you can call back. And I'd love to have you ask that question.
Oh, absolutely, because we're losing out on $1 billion a year industry, and the cannabis board is basically a bunch of, hand-picked Snyder cronies. But if you elect Gretchen Whitmer up there, you get some real radical people in there that would love to work for the people, we for the people, you know? I mean, you get some people in there that be really pro-cannabis instead of spotting what you got now.
Well, you know what? And I appreciate the call, man. I just want fairness. I mean, I know people complain about the medical marijuana shops that are all around Detroit right now. And I can understand that initial concern. Anytime you talk about a controlled substance or drugs, you are, wondering what kind of people is that going to attract? What kind of business people is that going to attract? But in all of my monitoring of these marijuana shops and cannabis shops, I haven't seen a lot of problems around them. I see that they keep their businesses clean. They seem to be well lit. They all have new signage on them. Some of them have security guards there. I don't see where they cause a problem to the community. And these are small operators for the most part. You know, I know some folks who got into that business. And they're not hurting anybody from what I can see. And you're right. I heard that from Steve Evering. That's why I asked him to come on the show. I heard when I was listening to him earlier, I think last week, talk about how Governor Snyder has essentially put a lot of his boys in there. In fact, when I first heard that they wanted people who wanted to get in that business, they wanted to require them to have like $300,000 in the bank or something. I'm like, wait a minute, what are you trying to do? You're trying to price out the little guy. And so when Steve Neebling comes on at 3:30, we're going to talk about that today. And I hope you will listen, and I hope you'll call. We'll have that conversation. All right, let's go back to our phone lines where Tyrone is on line 5. Hey, Tyrone, good afternoon. How are you? And turn your phone down, turn your radio down, I should say, Tyrone. In fact, put Tyrone on pause because I can see where he is listening to the radio and not the phone, and there's a delay. Instead, we'll go to Cleve, who's on line 3. Hey, Cleve, what's going on, man? How you doing this afternoon?
Hey, how you doing there, Cliff? I just want to say on a few things. Prayers and condolences go out to the young officer that lost his life.
Yes.
And here's something to speak on their safety behalf. My understanding that they shot through the patrol car. Why are not the officers have protective glass where bullets cannot really penetrate that? The state police, these are dangerous jobs, and they should have that. The lawmakers say they don't tell me about budgets. They do whatever they want. The chief of police walk around with security. The mayor walk around with security. This is a very dangerous job. And another thing, when it comes to Donald Trump and he tried to pass this immigration, Democrats don't vote for anything. They held back the Supreme Court, held back all kinds of stuff. Wait till they get power. And because people forget, this is planet Earth. People migrate and they go to different parts of the planet. Thank you very much, Cliff.
All right, man. I appreciate your call as always. Let me get right back to our phone line. Let's go to 1 where Frank is on the line. Hey, Frank, good afternoon. How are you?
Hey, Cliff. I want to say, this ain't going to be a popular view, but I want to say, when this thing happened with the officer who shot, I felt so bad. And then they call those girls at Michigan State survivors. I can't see that. I don't believe that. I know it's not popular because their mothers took them into the doctor's office. They wanted something. They wanted to be gymnasts, so they would have done anything for it. They just put off, and he didn't have a chance. Now, that would have been a survivor, Do you agree with me?
Well, I understand what you're saying, and I do appreciate your call. I think it's apples and oranges. I don't think that the tragedy that happened to Glenn Doss somehow relates in any way to what happened to those gymnasts. Both of them were victims in different situations under different scenarios, and I don't really see the comparison. I'm not trying to find fault on either side of that. I think I know where you're going though, but I'm not with that yet. 313-778-7600. Is that Walter on line 2? Let's talk to Walter. Walter, good afternoon. How you doing?
Hey, what's up, Cliff?
I'm good. How you been, man?